According to MarketIsZeus.com 2017 statistics, 60% of all personal wealth is held by women. 51% of all stock ownership is held by women. 80% of healthcare decisions are made by women. 68% of new car purchases are made by women. 75% of women identify as the primary household shopper. 85% of all consumer purchases in the U.S. are made by women. Over the course of a family's life, 90% of women will control its wealth. Despite the myth of the gender pay gap, these are some damning statistics. Next time the Super Bowl comes on, I want you guys to think about, look at these commercials and see where they're really aimed at and who they're aimed towards. Right? So, says, these faiths have become universally feminized in the past 30 to 40 years. There are way too many sites for Rollo Tomassi, the author, to cite as sources on here. But where the male exodus began can be traced to one simple economic reality of the modern church. Women sign the tithe checks. If a modern church wants to remain both economically and religiously viable, they must appeal to the sensibilities of women. According to Uber Facts in 2017, worldwide, women earned $18 trillion, but they accounted for $28 trillion in spending. What you guys think about that? They made $18 trillion, but they spent 10 extra $trillion. They got an extra 50% of their entire earning power. If it wasn't from women, they spent $10 trillion of men's money. As with any good business, it's important to know your customers. Market-savvy churches in a globalizing new order will instinctively pick up on the influence that female interests have on church revenue long before the internet became a thing. So, here is the modern template for mainstream religions. Be sensitive to the secular needs of women. Foster a church culture of female empowerment. Find contemporary ways to be relevant to women outside the belief structure. Reward and reinforce the appreciation of women's experience and struggle. Appeal to and affirm the emotional nature of women. Remove judgmentalism and reassign responsibility for women's sins to irresponsible men. Make covert feminist ideology kosher and later an identifying characteristic of that religious franchise. This was so important, and the reason why I wanted to make a video about this is because this author, Rollo Tomassi, you guys, he's made 3 other fantastic books, and this explains to me why a channel like Kevin Samuels refocused and redirected his attention from males to females, and then he just skyrocketed and blew up. Makes sense as to why people like Derek Jackson come out here. Makes sense as to why so many men are still coming to the defense of women. Why so many companies, why this shit will never be mainstream. Never. Will never be mainstream. This is a dying media. This is a dying breed, you guys. I wouldn't necessarily say dying. It's actually coming up. It's actually on the rise. But we're coming to the internet spaces. And once the internet, once YouTube, once all other places start to actually put more of a cap on this type of content, men's content, just what does this content kind of mean, actually? Let me go ahead and say that a little bit, because I know people that are probably watching is like, oh, you mean hating on women? Oh, you mean being a fucking incel? Being a man that no women want? Is that what you mean? Huh? You don't have a line of women lined up to marry you. See this? You see this, you guys? You see this? See that? See that? See this? See that, you guys? Well, guess what? They're actually the first female director for Playboy is going to be Cardi B. Creative director. It's Cardi B. But do you know what the Playboy actually signified, you guys? This was entertainment for men. The pictures in Playboy magazines, I promise you, there are less than 10 pictures, nude pictures in each of these Playboy magazines. These Playboy magazines are like 200, 300 pages, you guys. There are less than 10 nude photos of, there's some cartoons in there, but there's less than 10 nude photos of women out of 250 fucking pages. This is entertainment for men. This was a man's space. Men could respect it because it was educated, classy, complex, aristocracy. There was the business-minded men. The blue-collar man could appreciate this kind of work. The men's lounge, where you drink whiskey, smoke cigars. We don't have those anymore. You talk men. We talk about what we want and what we like. It's become sin, an issue to talk about what men like and what men want. Anytime you talk about your preferences, you try to put up, you defend your place, right? Let's talk, like, as much as I dislike the Fresh and Fit and how they handle shit over there, what I can say is that Myron didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong in how he handled the Asian doll situation. I mean, actually, he did. What he should have did was he should have been way more firmer. All that money that you're making, you need to make security. You need to. I don't know what the fuck. Pay security. You need to pay security. If you're having these guests on the show, and it may, you probably won't have as many high profile guests. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? It's like people sell out. People will sell out. This is what happens, especially in the YouTube sphere. You can make some good money with YouTube. And so what people want to do is they want to continue to grow like any business. Every business's purpose for existence is to continuously grow and spread its reach and influence to other people to bring more people inside. Everybody is driven by the money. And so eventually the bigger you get, if you want to get even bigger, you have to tap into the female market. You can tap into the female market without losing your sense of stability, without losing your fucking purpose, without losing your soul. You can do that. So many people do not know how to do that. And so many people, men, especially male content creators in the YouTube space, redirect their original origins and roots for a female primary purpose because there's more money in it. It's more money in it, you guys. It's absolutely more money in this shit. And so, I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention because it's extremely important to know. This is why so many people don't want to get married. This is why so many men have issues with getting married. And this is, it's like, when women are getting told left and right that what they're doing, nothing's wrong with it. It's the man's fault. Men just need to step up. Men got to do better. Oh, he's just not man enough for you. You can find another man. And then when there's men out there that actively blast men in this space that are actually trying to just create a space for men to talk. We just want to have a space for men to talk. And if women want to invade this shit and put their 2 cents in this shit, you know? It's places like these that are under attack and are very unpopular. That's one of the reasons why my channel's name is Unpopular Opinions, because I know for a fact, I already knew before I even created this channel that my opinions were going to be unpopular, right? So that's what I named it. I knew it was gonna be unpopular. I don't expect to get mainstream at all. I simply do this for the fact that my life has changed from looking at like AMS. AMS has changed my life. You guys, he's changed my fucking life. Watching people like AMS and early Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels now is just more for the gimmicks. He's more for the sensationalism and shit like that. You guys, there's still some decent content out there, but it's mainly for women. It's women's porn now, and like this is it. This is it, you guys. I'm going to continue to harp on this message a little bit more, but I wanted to kind of keep it a bit brief. I wanted to just kind of peel back a little bit because this is extremely eye-opening, to say the least. If women in control, if when you get married, you have a 90% chance of your woman taking over your finances. You have an 85% chance of your woman being the primary shopper, meaning the primary spender of money. With these stats and statistics that roll into my seat, this was 5 years ago, you guys. 5 years ago. Can you imagine what that looks like today? What it's going to look like in 2022? So many men are going to the strip clubs, throwing the money out, just OnlyFans. Women are getting the bag. Women are getting the bag, and it's because they can keep they don't spend money on men. They don't spend the money on men like men spend money on women. And the pay wage gap is a bit of a myth. There may be slight difference, not by much, but where the scales get tipped is where men, even if they're making, let's do it like this. Let's say there's a CEO making $100,000 a year, right? And then let's say there's a vice CEO, right? Literally the step below. She's getting paid $75,000 a year, some shit like that, you guys. I know this is crazy. They're obviously making a lot more than that, but let's just do it like that, right? Okay, same position. Let's say it's the same position. Doctor. Man's getting paid $100,000. Woman's getting paid $85,000. 80,000. Let's say 80,000 for shits and giggles, okay? That woman is keeping, and what I mean by keep, she's spending on her family, herself, whoever she wants. Not a man. She's keeping 90% of that money. You know where that doctor, the male doctor, is spending most of his money at? Gifts, dates. Dates become expensive as shit. Anytime he go out with his girl, he paying for the dinner, giving her gifts. I want you men to think about how much money you've spent on your woman, and how much has she spent on you. And this is not no tit for tat thing. This is something to truly, really, really think about, you guys. If men die sooner than women, we deserve to live a great fucking life. Money controls quality of life. Money controls your quality of life. If you're spending all your money on women, on females, and this is where you can respectfully stand up for yourself. But standing your ground, standing up for yourself, women have an issue with that. And you know what? You can try as much as you can, but you need to stand your ground. You need to tell your woman, tell the woman, I'm not spending this. I can't do it. I don't have it right now. Maybe next time. Keep it like that. Or you can actually speak your fucking mind and tell the truth. Look, I spent a lot of money so far, and she gonna get turned off from this. But I spent a lot of money on you so far, and I have a lot of goals that I need to reach. I got business to build. I got clothes I want to pay for. I know your hair is expensive. I know your nails expensive. But that's one of the reasons why you need to make more money. Point blank, period. And by talking like that and by doing things like this, yeah, you stand on your ground, but you are leaving a lot of women out on the table. You're leaving a lot of women out there. A lot of women are going to get turned off from it. A lot of women gonna get turned off from it. But I'll tell you what, you guys. No one is gonna look out for you like you. There's nothing like going... Look at Robert Kiyosaki. Motherfucker married 40, 50 years. Never had sex with one person outside of his marriage. Not one. Not one. Still divorced. This isn't just a black thing. This is a world thing. Don't let women try to tell you what it is and what it isn't. At the end of the day, men are more empirical. We look at statistics. We look at patterns. We look at predictions. We predict how the future is going to go. It's wired into our survival mechanism, our bioevolutionary fucking systems, you guys. I don't want to keep this too long, but this is just, it's so fucking important, man. This is just, especially with this Asian doll shit that's going on. I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe how many women are coming to support this shit. The reason why I can't believe it is because she just wasn't being she had no manners. She had no manners, and women are defending her not having any manners. How you gonna come into a situation where you have no context of what the fuck is happening? She already got told 5 times, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, 5 times prior before. Stop the sidebar conversation that makes the audio sound messy to the viewer. Women want to come in and defend that. Women want to come in and defend Asian doll for not knowing the context. It's like when you're talking about something and somebody random just comes in and gives their opinion. They don't know half of the shit that you guys were even talking about. It's like, mind your own business. What do they say in school? This is an A and B conversation. See your way out. That's what they used to say. It was a common thing in school. Why the fuck does that fly out the roof when a woman's involved in this shit? Asian doll. She ain't even Asian. She capping. It's like, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm running at 20 minutes, you guys, man. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. I'm not sponsored by this guy. I love the information in it. It opens my mind. It opened my mind to so much. I read a lot of books. I read a tremendous amount of books, you guys. I have a full floor-to-ceiling fucking shelf, bookcase full of books because I love to read. I think it's so important to read, you guys. There are things in books that you will not find on the internet for real. But anyways, it's your brother Trey with Unpopular Opinions, man. I want you guys to live a good life. And women, if you're in this space, you're brave. You're fucking brave, because I know so many, if your girls heard that you listen to this shit, they wouldn't respect it. They wouldn't be able to understand. They'd be like, why you listen to that woman hater? Why you listen to that woman hater? I love women. I want women to do better. I want women to do better. I want men to do better, but not in a feminine primary way. I want men to do better for themselves, because an undisciplined man, a man with no purpose, is destructive as fuck in this world, you guys. Even to other men. That's why I want men to do better. I need men to find their purpose, because destructive men can fuck everything up. Same way a destructive woman can. I'm out, you guys. Thank you.